Hey YouTube, what's up? Inferno9993 here with a new series I'm going to be doing called Card Speculation. And all this is going to be is whenever a new card is spoiled, I'm going to look at it and talk about it. Talk mostly about financially where I think that card stands, as far as how much it's going to be worth in a month. And but I'm also going to go over with that its playability and formats. And today we started with the first card, the only card spoiled from Dragon's Maze so far, Ruric, Thar, the Unbowed. Um, Starting off, the first thing about this guy is 6 mana, 6/6. I mean, not the greatest, not the worst. He's also got Reach and Randomly Vigilance. Um, I don't know why he doesn't have Trample instead of Vigilance, but whatever. Attacks each turn to Fable. And whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Ruric deals 6 damage to that player. First thing we'll talk about is right now current pricing on Star City is $5. I think that's a little high for him, and why is because I'm not sure how much play he's actually going to see. For starters, in limited, I don't know if this card's beatable in limited. Um, it's just kind of nuts. I mean, it's obviously beatable, but I mean, if you open this in your first pack, you're gonna windmill slam it for sure, without even a second look at it, basically. Um, Legacy, not gonna see any play. Modern, not gonna see any play. Standard. Well, first we'll talk about EDH. EDH, I feel like I don't play a lot of EDH, so this is my weakest of the formats to know about. But for EDH, I don't think he's powerful enough to see a ton of play. I think the fact that it's whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, given the fact that if you're playing in a multiplayer game, there could be like 3 people taking turns before you take your turn again, so he could get very much value that way. So I mean, I feel like he's good in EDH. He's obviously not the most powerful 6-drop in history, but I mean, being able to tell your opponents they can only cast creatures or take 6 in a multiplayer game, I feel like that's pretty good. Moving on to standard, which is more of it's more of what I know best. Standard, I feel like he's in a weird spot. I don't know how much play he's going to be seeing. I feel like he will see a little bit of play. I don't think it'll be a lot. Meaning, the reason behind that is, one, the colors that he's in. If he were legal in standard right now, you'd be playing him maybe out of the board in Jund. You wouldn't be playing him in any of the aggressive red-green decks, because if your goal is to drop him on turn 6 and hope he gets there, you're probably not winning that game already. You probably want to putting it better. By the time you could play him in your red-green based aggressive deck, whether it be just red-green aggro or Naya Blitz, by turn 6, you hopefully have them dead or close enough where that a much cheaper spell like Brimstone Volley or Searing Spear will get there instead. Plus, I know those decks don't run that. They run like 20 to 22 lands, which I feel like that's a little unrealistic to try to cast a 6-drop there. So there's that. I mean, I don't know how much the format's going to slow it down post Dragon's Maze, but I feel like at most he's going to see some sideboard play to bring in against control, because that's where he shines most, is against control. I mean, it's not bad versus another mid-range deck. He's not the greatest, obviously. But verse control, he seems quite powerful. Granted that their whole deck is non-creature spells, and to deal with them they have to cast one of those. So even if he's 6 mana, deal 6, make them discard a card, that's not the worst. So, final speculation on the card. After it settles down and everything, I feel like he's going to be a $2 to $3 card. That's my final price on him. A month after the set comes out, $2 to $3. That's where I think he's going to be. I always have the possibility of being wrong, but it's my guess. $2 to $3. So, I mean, if you need him for your deck, get him now. Otherwise, I feel like he's going down. Even from $5, I don't feel like that's worth it. So, you can comment below and let me know what you think. We'll be picking up this series again once we start getting the new spoilers on April 8th. I believe it is. Alright, and so thank you for stopping in.